I need y'all to invest in my new company.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be a marsupial fighting championship.
Fighting rink.
I'm gonna call it Mortal Wombat. Finish him.
You're just like that didn't sell him. Finish him. Like Jesus. Anyway, all right, let's do this shit. All right, we're back. Graveyard Shift movie podcast episode number 31. This week it was Lil Maverick's pick, and
Yes, sir.
and he picked A Quiet Place Part 2. Then quickly realized that was not out, so then he picked Ringu
time.
or whatever the fuck it was called. And then turned out, then he picked a different movie. So we, after the third time, settled on It Follows from 2014. Oh, Tyler coughed. He's dead. From 2014. There you go. That's the movie for the week.
It was fucking solid, man.
There you go.
fucking
Well, hey,
solid.
what's your rank?
I'll give it a 7, almost an 8.
Goddamn. Tyler.
So is that a 7.5?
7.5. Yeah.
Is that what a 7, almost 8 is?
Nah. 7.
Almost 8.
Almost 8. No points here.
Yeah.
1 through 10 only.
I'm gonna give this movie a 4,
A 4.
Wow.
but I'll tell you why afterwards. It deserves
I
a
have
much
an
higher
inkling.
rating. It deserves a higher rating, but anyways.
What's your inkling, Maverick?
No, shut the fuck up. Rank the movie, asshole.
Okay. Well,
Hold on. So I don't know if you're on Do Not Disturb, whatever. Write your inkling to Thomas. That way, when I say what my thing is, you can't be like, "That's what I thought," and
ooh,
No.
it's
try to take credit.
it's like a magic
Yeah.
trick.
Mhm.
Anyway, this is my second time watching the movie. And
Get a trophy or something. You
yeah,
win an award.
yeah. And
Gold medal?
second time around, I'm kind of indifferent to it. I liked it more the first time, but so I'm just gonna rock
Yeah.
a solid in the middle 5. There you go.
Alright.
All right.
What do you think you would have gave it the first time you watched it?
First time I watched it, probably around what Maverick. God damn, dude, we're only like, can I just get one episode? Can I just get one episode?
You gotta do those vocal warm-ups,
yeah.
man.
First time around, I probably would have gave it like what Maverick gave it, like a 7 or something.
Almost 8.
Almost 8.
Yeah, almost heaven. What? Anyway.
West
Virginia.
Virginia.
But
We're just breaking this
yeah,
song.
yeah.
Like the whole podcast is just us singing.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, second time around, I'll just go down the middle on it. So anyway, hey, spoiler warning for It Follows. Gonna ruin everything about it. So be prepared. But anyway, all right. So, what was your inkling, Maverick?
It was kind of rough in the beginning, like almost like the acting wasn't there yet.
I agree with that.
Yeah, and I feel like the script writing was like the writing in general, and just the beginning was bad. Like
When yeah, like their introduction to the characters with like the girl on the seat, and she's like, "I got an idea," farts, and she's like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
lost it,"
it was rough,
and I
It
was
rough.
like, oh,
yeah, I kind of cringed to that.
yeah.
Hey, I have an idea.
What?
He got away.
And the whole when she was in the pool and her sister comes and like they're just like bullshit talking, and I'm like, this isn't really how siblings talk to each other. Like,
They were all a
But,
little
yeah.
too cool for their own.
They,
meaning, right?
yeah.
yeah.
Hey man, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to fuck this guy in high school, and now he's coming to save me. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little rough in the beginning, but once it started rolling, man, it was good.
All right, you ready to hear what the actual problem with this movie is?
Okay.
But Maverick's right. Like they didn't have a script. These are people just talking. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if the script was like say some shit about whatever girls talk about, and then like this happens.
Yeah.
But I don't like the fact that there's like zero origin of anything.
Yeah.
There's no origin. There's no definitive. This is how you end it. There's no nothing.
Uh-huh.
It's just a supernatural power that is just killing people who fuck.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
never, like... Yeah, you never find out, like, what this thing is or why it's,
Where it
like...
came from.
Yeah. Which, you know, some movies, it's better if you don't know what the thing is, but this movie, I feel like, isn't one of them.
Yeah,
I feel like this one could have used it.
it's I don't know. We did spoiler warning already.
We
right?
did do spoiler warning.
I just don't understand anything of it because, like, to me, this movie seems like a PSA against kids having unprotected sex or just sex in general.
Sex and
If you have sex,
brings
the
up a
boogeyman's
question.
gonna get you.
Yeah.
brings up a question. If you wear a condom, does it still transfer?
No.
Really?
I only know this because I read a thing with the director who said no, you can't. If you wear a condom, it's still coming after you.
So okay, hold
So
on.
it does transfer.
Yeah,
Or it doesn't? It doesn't?
it
Or
does. Yeah.
It does.
No
okay.
matter
So my
what.
question-
Yeah.
Now, saying that,
Okay.
does it have to be guy and girl? Can it be dude and
He
dude or
said-
guy, girl and girl?
He said it doesn't matter if it's same sex or whatever. He said either way.
So,
Okay.
so with that information,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be penetration, right? If it was girl on girl, they just, do that thing, right?
Yeah, I would guess.
So I'm like, that raises more questions.
Hold
like,
on.
Okay.
You know, when two women love each other and they make love, there's still penetration going on, right?
Yeah.
How do you
not
think
like-
they do this?
Not like
Forehead
male
to
and
forehead?
female. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, anyways.
But yes, those are the answers to your questions. So it's still spread regardless,
That's crazy.
according to the director.
How far do you have to go for it to transfer?
Yeah,
Is another question.
Like I assume kissing doesn't count.
No, but what if you kissed a different different part?
That
No,
might
it-
count.
Would that transfer?
It has to be like normal sex or whatever, because like the one time
Hey,
you see it,
Everybody
actually
has a
someone-
different definition
it
of
was
normal
like-
sex.
Anyways, I'm not getting in y'all's pervy conversation here. Y'all go
How
too deep
dare
on
you?
this. How much
I
shit
am
did you
I am prepared to go
Google?
deep.
How much stuff did y'all
Very
Google
deep.
for this this film?
Nothing. Not a thing.
I googled one thing.
Yeah.
My Google is, what the fuck is this clamshell that this lady keeps fucking with?
That
What are you
shit.
talking about?
Her like iPhone that's a clam.
Oh yeah. What the fuck was that? It was like a
Nothing.
pocket watch, but a
So
phone.
this movie supposedly takes place in the late '80s,
What?
but
Yeah, but she had a touch screen. She was fucking scrolling
Yeah.
through
they
it.
didn't want to date the movie by having like a phone.
Yeah.
So they made a different item so it wouldn't date the movie. That way the movie's
Yeah.
still, whatever.
What I
What
read,
the fuck?
they were like, oh, they wanted to keep it ambiguous of when the movie took place, so they added like old cars, but then had
And
like
TVs,
iPhones and old TVs, and I was like, okay, I was like, I don't think this movie needed a mystery like age
Yeah.
or whatever, but
Didn't matter.
yeah, I
That's
don't
the
know
only
what
thing I
that phone
Googled.
was.
Was the clam thing. I was like, what is this? Like, what? How does this work? Because it's like a flashlight. She always has it out.
Yeah,
and
she
she's
used it
always-
as a flashlight at one point.
So, this thing online said that the whole thing was a nightmare, and they were just trapped in a nightmare.
Oh yeah.
And
Some
it was
fucking
all
Freddy
about
Krueger shit.
it was all about a teenage girl not wanting to have sex for the first time,
Mm.
and her like, because apparently for females, and I don't know, our female viewers, all three of them,
Yeah.
will have to let us know, like, the first time is like a scary thing for them. So
Well,
it's supposed to be like her nightmares, like a girl's nightmares of that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I buy into that.
Well,
there wasn't enough shit.
Did you read the
know.
part where they throw in like these weird undertones of like teen angst and like self abuse and shit, where the girl like lays down
the
those
the
grass and it's like
yeah.
cut marks on her legs and shit, and like it's like what? It's like okay,
Yeah, it looked like she was slicing her
Yeah.
leg or whatever.
but oh, Maverick's going to work.
But this movie was like, at first I hated the actors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
But by the end of the movie, I fell in love with all three of those girls. Like I was like, all three of these women are amazing.
The one that got shot was useless.
Yeah, but she was one of my favorite ones because she was just like
The goof.
the weird dorky one or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And what
Wasn't
about
that-
this?
The next door neighbor dude, was he checking her out? That was
Yeah.
her, right? Yeah, he was
Yeah.
checking out, and I was
I
like,
was like,
oh,
this
fuck.
sleazeball's like just looking at all the women.
hmm
Yeah,
But
Well, I mean, that was-
her sister on that beach was pretty hot.
Well, I mean, that was
I don't know. None of it. You don't really get a good shot at any of them, really.
yeah.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes of
That's-
them. What do you?
That's part of like that guy's character, though, right? The neighbor,
Yeah,
Greg,
like
is because
her.
spoiler later in the movie. Turns out that apparently him and the main girl have already banged, like in high school, and so he's like,
Really?
yeah, you didn't get, yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, and he's like, I
That's why
should have
she was like,
treated
"It's
you
no
better
big
back
deal."
then. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why they sleep together, because he's like, okay. Because then for him, he can sleep with her, and then the next scene is him macking up some girls. And so it's like, okay, he's going to spread it on. But apparently, I will say, because apparently them girls, we find out, don't do very well if he ends up sleeping with them, because then the thing comes back for him later.
Yeah.
But as bad as it is when the girl like sleeps with homeboy in the beginning, and then he chloroforms her. Is that his name? Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
that's his real name. His fake name's Hugh.
Oh, okay. And he chloroforms her and like takes her to a parking garage, and he's like, "Listen, I just gave you this thing. Someone gave it to me. It's gonna follow you." He's like, "You gotta keep moving. If it touches you, it's gonna kill you." He does
Yeah.
the thing where he's like looking out, and he wheels her over, and he's like, "There it is," and it's just like a naked girl
It's
walking
coming,
towards
yeah.
him. And like, say what you will about like his slimy tactics, but he prepared her to be like, "Hey, this shit's coming." All these other
Yeah.
people, they would sleep with people and wouldn't tell them shit. Next thing
It
you
was
know,
it was the more I thought about it, the more I understood. Like he could have been an asshole, slept with her and left, but if you really think about it, so if he slept with her, didn't tell her, she would have died, it would have came after him
Yeah.
sooner, right?
yeah,
So it benefits him to tell her about it and prepare her,
yeah,
and hopefully she would do the same for the next person.
yeah.
To prolong all their lives.
Which she does
Right?
not, apparently.
Yeah, the fucking dude across the street got fucking slapped, bro. He didn't stand a chance. The
Nope.
first time he sees it, that was his mom. It
That was his
transformed
mom,
in his
yeah.
mom, right? Dude, I'd be so distraught if my mom knocked on my door, butt ass naked, titty hanging out, and fucking the
Yeah.
first time he sees the thing, it fucking kills him. So he didn't stand a chance at all.
So I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Maybe y'all can enlighten me.
Okay.
There's a part where she runs away, and then she goes to the beach,
Uh-huh.
and she sees three dudes on
Yeah.
a boat, and I'm like, this bitch about to take on all three dudes.
Yeah.
I thought so too. That brings up another question.
Well, I
But then
assumed
nothing-
that, I
An
assumed that
orgy,
she did.
What would go on? Who would get it? I
Whoever
don't understand.
whoever last.
All three,
Yeah,
yeah.
all three.
Whoever's last?
Well, no, it might be whoever goes first. And then unless
Yeah.
he gets touched. Well, then no, because then if he goes back, does it go back?
Yeah,
to her?
can it go back? and
Yeah, like
forth
he's
and-
got it, and then now like he lets
It's
the other
fucking
dude take
ping
the
pong at
turn.
this point.
But she sees the thing like an hour later or whatever.
Yeah,
So it's
Why
weird.
did
It's like
she just I thought it was like a suicide thing because she just strips and goes into the water, but then there's fucks on this boat out there. So
Yeah.
I was like, is she gonna transfer it to one of them or all of them, however it works out?
yeah.
Or is she just like killing herself? But then you just see her fucking soaking wet driving back, and I'm like, what was the point? of
crying
the
or whatever.
scene? I was
And
like,
then-
what
they
the fuck?
they do that a lot where they just sort of like the end of the movie when homeboy who like the whole time is being friend zoned, and then he's fine. The whole movie is like, I really want to help, and it's like, yeah, I wonder
Yeah.
why you want to help, buddy. And you
Yeah.
see him going downtown, and he's looking at some prostitutes. And so they leave. Like, did this guy go and just buy some prostitutes and stuff, or
There's after that.
At the
there's this
very
scene.
end,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
the very end of this movie,
They're walking, holding hands.
yeah, they're holding hands, walking down the sidewalk, and behind them, there's just someone walking.
someone walking,
And you don't know if it's it or if it's
or if it's
just
just
some
a
random
dude?
fuck.
Yeah,
Earlier in the movie, like right when the dude breaks up with her or whatever,
Uh huh.
and like he drops her off, and it's like the cops and everything.
Yeah.
She's
Dumped
at
her
this
ass,
school, and there's like this.
literally.
I think it's an Asian lady. I don't know, but she's like you see her in the background, and she's walking slower than
Oh,
everybody.
the granny. Yeah.
No, it's not a
Oh,
granny.
this
It's
is
like
later on in the movie. Yeah, way later.
yeah, and then like you see her, and like, and then the next scene they're like in a field talking or something, and you see her again walking towards them.
Yeah.
But they never like acknowledge it.
No.
Like they never like, hey, there's a lady coming or nothing.
Yeah. The only time
So-
they really do, because they do like this thing where the cameras spin in a circle and you see the lady like walking through, and I was like, oh, cool.
At the beach?
No, this is at the school.
Oh, at the school.
Yeah. This is where
This
was
is the old lady.
The old lady.
No,
yeah.
this
that
is-
shit was crazy.
No, this isn't the old. This is the Asian lady you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because it spins in a circle. You see her like walking towards the school, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" And then it goes, and then you see the main girl and like her friend walk through the thing, and then it spins again. So you see like the girl walking again, and I was like, "Well," I wish it would have just been the one time, and if you saw it, you were like, "Oh," but
Yeah.
they made sure
I think
they were
I
like,
missed it. I
"Yeah."
think I missed that.
Well, they should have done 3 spins then.
There was an inadvertently racist part in this movie, and I laughed.
Oh yeah.
Was it really?
They're in the junk house where they find out the guy's real name,
Uh-huh.
or they see his jacket, whatever.
Yeah.
And the lady looks at the newspaper, and she sees like that black guy. She goes, "Oh no!"
Well, I mean, anybody walking, right? Just
Anybody.
solo
Yeah.
out there.
Like I feel
Practically,
like they
like,
they
okay.
played fast and loose with that because
Yeah, they did.
she gets smart in the end, where she's like, "Who is it?" Because it can't talk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But up to that
Supposedly.
point, she just kind of goes running up to people, and I'm like, "Oof."
Yeah. Well, like, I kind of feel like the movie starts and the thing's like, hey, it's coming for you, it's slow, but, you know, it'll keep following you or whatever.
But
And
it's
you,
smart.
yeah, and it's smart. That comes back in a big way
Is
later
it
on.
really?
And so, but you see, like, at points that, like, the thing walks by whoever else, doesn't give a fuck, and just goes for, you know, whoever.
Well, no one else can see it.
Well, the guy could that told her about it in the parking
Yeah,
garage, and then just walks.
whoever's had it
Yeah.
and passed it on can still see it.
And so it's like they say that, and then I don't know, maybe you can make up the excuse that the thing, whatever it is, if it even has emotions, it gets frustrated the more it goes along and can't get this lady. But it starts like smacking people out of the way that isn't his target. It like at one point when it's the mom knocking on the door, when the girl comes upstairs, it like stops to look at her.
Yeah, look at her. It's
And,
like,
like-
you motherfucker, I'm coming after your ass.
Yeah, I was like, they're kind of changing the rules on this thing, I
Yeah.
feel like, but so I don't
Yeah,
know.
it looked at her like, don't interfere. And then dude opened the door and just got fucked.
Yeah.
Well,
Literally
they-
and figuratively.
When they ran to the cabin on the beach,
Mm-hmm.
and it just exploded half the door.
Exploded
Yeah,
half
kicks
the door.
in.
It changed to like 4 different people in the span of a minute, which
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even know you could do that. Where it went from first
Her
it was the friend, which there's a cool part where you see the friend like walking behind her, and then you just it turns away, and then you see the same girl like out come in the
Yeah.
screen on the thing, and you're like, oh, and
She's in the inner tube in the
Can we-
water.
Yeah, we need to talk about that part where she's fucking just like they're at the beach,
uh-huh.
and then you just slowly see that it walking towards her, like she's turned around, can't see it.
Yeah.
That shit was so good. Like
Yeah.
they played that so well.
And then you get the shot of
hair.
the hair coming up like
And then the other girl's like, "Oh fuck!"
Yeah.
and then the main girl flips the fuck
Yeah.
out. Dude hits it with a chair and it bitch smacks his ass.
Yeah.
And he goes fucking flying off screen.
Yeah, and so then they run off this little like shack. The girl stops to turn around and like shoot at the thing walking towards it.
Yeah, she grabs a
Um,
pistol.
yeah, which
It's
then I-
randomly a
Shit.
lady at that point, right?
Yeah, well, it was some
I
random
think-
chick.
Yeah,
It's
I
still
think
the
at that
friend.
point it's still the friend at that point.
Was it the friend?
Yeah.
She takes a bullet in the neck and like falls, and then it's like and gets back up. So I'm like, okay, well bullets don't work, you know. So then they close the door.
It stuns
Yeah.
him.
Bullet or the door cracks open. Then you see the tall guy who we had seen previously in the movie come by
Yeah,
the
so,
window.
like he's like 8 foot tall or some shit. Like
I
huge.
think it was 7'7" when I looked it up. So a big.
7'7".
Is that Tiny?
No,
Or was he dead
that was
by
a
then?
different guy. Tiny was way dead by this point too. And so, which then R.I.P. This guy's dead too. So these
Oh,
tall guys don't
fucking
last
giants,
long.
man.
Yeah. So it goes
ridiculous.
from the tall dude, and then there's like this little hole in the thing.
Yeah,
and,
the tall dude. I think it was the tall dude. Like kicks a hole in the door.
Yeah.
Right. And then you see him walk off,
Yeah.
and then the other dude, the next door neighbor, comes up and he's like, "Yo, what the fuck is going on?"
Yeah, he's like, "Let me in." They're like, "No." He's
then
like,
he
"Ah."
fucks off, and then like you get like a couple seconds of like stillness. She's like, "Yo, are you good?" And then fucking little ass kid,
Yeah, little kid.
it fucking
It's their
crawls
next
through the
neighbor.
door.
You see him on a bike
Oh,
later,
yeah.
and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so he sticks his head in, and they're like, "Oh," and they go running out or whatever.
It crawls through the hole it made.
Yeah. And then when
They
they're
used
running,
the big guy to kick a hole in the door, then use the child to
Yeah.
go through it, which I guess is smart. Right?
it's smart, but like, does it just turn in where it's standing to a different person, or like you don't know the rules.
you never see it transform or whatever.
And then when they're running away, then it's randomly like a different girl, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there was a lot of different people in that time zone. Time zone? That doesn't make sense.
So, two things. First of all, two questions for y'all.
Okay.
One, like, we're on the inside, so we know like the information that the rest of the people in the movie don't.
Uh-huh.
So we're like, guys, she's telling the truth. This is legit. Y'all need to worry or whatever. But imagine you're her friend.
Uh-huh.
Like imagine if Mav came to you tomorrow and be like, yo, someone's following me.
Yeah.
You can't see them, but we got to get out of here.
Uh-huh.
And at first you'd be like, all right, we go up the road,
Yeah.
Tom
But
would
then,
believe
like,
me.
Yeah.
Tom would believe me, but he'd be like, "This motherfucker's crazy."
I'd be getting texts and be like, come get your boy. He's freaking out.
He's flipping the fuck out.
But-
Tom would believe me though.
Yeah, like,
for sure.
if that happened, I'd be like, all right, let's go. But then in the back of my mind, I'd be like, oh, Maverick's gone off the deep end. But
Yeah,
then,
I guess I'm with him.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
yeah. but then the second you see, like, hair lift up or whatever, then I'm like, I'm in. Like,
I'm in, but I am out. Bro. I'm out.
yeah. Which they have.
I'll be like taking his belt off. There's only one way to settle this, man.
Which they.
Oh, that brings up another question
Okay.
I had. Fucking suicide. What happens? Does it just go to the next person?
Yeah.
Or you think it would go? I feel like there would be a way, like a loophole somehow, to where I feel like so it doesn't kill them. Well, it does kill them, but it has to have sex with them, right? To go to the next person down the
Well,
line.
I don't know.
So
That
if you
one girl
killed
in the beginning
yourself-
seemed like pretty extreme
Right.
sex.
Yeah, with the but
With her
the first
broken
scene
leg
is
and that.
like this girl on the beach that got fucked up. But I feel like so it had sex with the dude, and when it had sex with the dude, he died.
Yeah.
So in order to is there a loophole there where if you killed yourself, it couldn't have sex with you, so it just stops?
I don't know. I don't even know if they really had sex. Like, because they do, like, a shot of the crotches, but it looks like they're wearing, like, underwear.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. This movie doesn't give you
And then
any
there's
of
some
those
like
answers, though.
electricity thing going on in that scene that I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The lights were flickering and everything.
That comes back to later. So this guy makes a very good point. The guy who starts it all off by having sex with the main girl. By being, hey, this thing's slow, but it's smart. It knows, whatever. So then they come up with this master plan to have this girl go to this pool and have TVs, like, around the pool.
TVs, lamps, toasters,
and they're
anything
like-
plugged in.
They're like, once it goes in the pool after you, we're just going to throw these in and zap it. And then the thing comes in, and immediately is like, look at all these TVs, and starts throwing them.
It's fucking. It has an iron and throws that bitch in his head. Like,
And I was
he got
like,
hit like 9
Yeah.
times.
it was the dumbest shit I'd ever seen. I was like, why did y'all think, like, they...
There was a line in it when it's throwing shit, and then one of the I think it was one of the friends was like, "Oh, she's gonna get electrocuted," and then the other one's like, "It's not working,
Yeah.
thank God." And I was like, "Yeah, great plan."
Yeah, they
guys."
do that, too. So then it's like, oh, it's not working. And it's like, oh, good. So,
Yeah, I'm glad it's not working. This bitch would have been dead.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus.
and then that's when we get the friend with the gun shooting. and he just shoots like the sister or whatever, or the girlfriend in the shoulder.
friend,
She's like,
yeah.
ah.
No, in the fucking leg. She gets
Oh,
popped
yeah.
in the leg.
And then he like
Um,
keeps shooting it. I was like, stop.
Yeah, I was like, it's literally invisible. You just shot your friend.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
he-
shot your friend.
He lands a headshot underwater later, and
He
that
does.
was the most
He does.
unbelievable shit.
Yeah.
I believed everything up to that point. And then I
Bullets
was like,
don't
this
travel
movie,
like that in water. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, this dude just hit a headshot on a
On an
guy
invisible
holding this
target.
girl's leg. Yeah, like
Yeah. Which before how he gets in the pool is where they throw a blanket over him and you can see him.
which was smart.
and
then
so I'm
pops.
like, okay, sure. But yeah, the invisible guy getting shot under. I was like, oh, okay.
It was a cool shot if you didn't know bullets don't travel like that underwater.
Yeah.
and he wasn't invisible.
Yeah, wasn't invisible.
Like, it's-
And then homegirl looks into the pool and it's just like filling with blood, and I was
Mhm.
like, that's kind of weird. I was waiting for it like to see it down there like unconscious or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck.
there's a lot of scenes when she's in the pool and you see like a reflection of the top and everything. And I thought it was shot really well. This whole movie's shot really well. It's a little dark.
It's pretty good,
sometimes.
yeah.
But other than that, like,
It was decent.
There's.
man, it got a jump scare out of me
Oh yeah.
When
Which one?
when she was at that rotted house and you could see the thing was cut out in the closet.
oh yeah,
And she was like, "What?" And then it was like, "Ah!" And that girl, who's the main
screamed
star?
like
you
a
know her name?
motherfucker.
I don't know her name.
Best scream in movie history. I swear to God, she's so good.
No, yeah.
It was good, yeah.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
she's like spot on. I mean, all these.
But you remember when dude told her, "Don't ever go into a room without two exits, or don't go into a room with one exit."
One exit. Yeah.
And that was his house, and it was a bathroom that the other chick was in. He purposely cut out that closet thing so it'd have two exits, and I thought that was smart.
Yeah, that house was totally like he rigged up soda cans and shit. So
in
like,
the windows and
yeah.
shit. So that fucking jumping from there. That scene where the next door neighbor, like you see it walking down the sidewalk, tries the front door, doesn't work, goes over in the garden, picks up a fucking rock, smashes the window, and just fucking dolphin dives in.
Yeah.
I fucking laughed my ass off. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And then homegirl's like, "Oh fuck, let me call him." Fucking no
Yeah.
answer. And she's like, run next door.
Yeah.
That fucking dolphin dive into broken glass was hilarious.
There's a part in the beginning of this movie where the girl, it's when she's lounging in the swimming pool and like the little kids next door are like trying to get a peek or whatever. But then she
Yeah,
looks
she's wearing,
down
like a full body like
Yeah,
fucking
like,
swimsuit
yeah.
too. Like good luck with that.
and she looks down, there's an ant on her arm, right? And she's like, huh. And then she like slowly lowers her arm into the water to like drown the ant. And then in the rest of the movie, I was like, what was that supposed to mean? I was like, what does this ant represent?
Not a thing.
Like, also, side note, anytime I'm in the pool, if an ant falls in, I'm like, oh. And I like pick it up and put it like out. Like,
Really, I just ignore it. I don't give a fuck.
nah, I'm. Yeah.
You're a
Monster.
nice person. I don't drown it like a fucking
Like
madman. I'm just like, oh hey, an ant.
I,
All right, let me keep swimming.
I don't think you can drown an ant. I don't think they'd be there.
Oh yeah. I mean, trust me, these things die.
Well, they die, but like it's something weird. I saw it on like a Terminix commercial a long time ago. They were like, "It take an ant, 98 minutes to suffocate underwater." or
Yeah.
something.
Hmm.
And I was like, "Oh, geez." So
I don't know. But yeah, I don't. Anyway, I was throwing that out there in case anyone had any ideas.
if anyone out there is an anthropologist, I don't know.
Yeah.
Which takes me to my next topic. All the music in this thing, the sound effects, so good. So especially when like something was about to happen and then it didn't. It was like the fake outs. Oof.
I was too busy. Anytime it picked up, I was too busy watching it to actually listen to it. So I
Well,
didn't
that's the
notice
best
any
part.
of the
So-
It's like, yeah, but you still heard it, but it's like it just adds.
Yeah, and it wasn't too overdone either, because I didn't notice it.
It's so good.
So I said when you sent me the message where you're like, remind me to say how good the music was, and I was like, and I was like, oh, we'll talk about it. I don't know what it is about the soundtrack or the music, whatever. And I've said when we did Beyond the Black Rainbow or whatever. That I was a sucker for like synth music and shit. Something about this one I wasn't feeling it. I was like, I don't like any of these songs that are playing around.
So those other things are like synth wave, where it's like,
Yeah.
This one was more just like ambiance. It wasn't like.
Well, I'm talking about when they're like going around the city, and it's
Yeah.
like, beep, beep, boom, beep, 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 and like, you know, the only one I really like, which funny enough, it's my favorite part of the movie. So from this, we might go in the favorite and least favorite, but is when the granny is coming through the school. And it's like, wah,
It was pretty
wah,
good.
wah, and it's like getting real loud, and she's like walking down, and I was like, man,
The
this is
fuck-
pretty good.
The fucking granny's eye contact is what got
Yeah.
me. She's just dead staring, and I was like,
Which
"Oh fuck!"
then there's
dude.
a part in it that I hate where she's walking down the hall and the lady's like, "Hello," and the two girls are like, "Hello," you know.
Like, hi.
And I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, this granny walking down the street or the thing is clearly
In, like, a
really there.
nightgown.
Yeah, like.
Yeah,
But anyway, I'm trying to look up who did this soundtrack because apparently some DJ or something that people know.
All right, you look it up. Maverick, favorite part, least favorite part. Go.
I didn't say my least
I'm
favorite.
finger gunning, but yeah, we'll come back to you after you look it up.
Okay.
favorite part's probably the beach scene with the hair,
Hmm.
just because it was shot really well, and the tension when you just see her walking up behind her, and she obviously can't see behind her, so the tension was like 10 out of 10.
Disaster Piece is the name of the guy who did this.
How dare you interrupt
There
me?
you go.
Least favorite was probably that pool scene in the very beginning, just because it didn't have to be in the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was useless. Anything in the beginning, really. The first like 10 minutes.
Well, the first 10 minutes is that other lady getting killed.
Yeah, but that was useless too, because you don't know shit. You just see some lady on the beach get killed.
I mean, it's your opinion, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a good one. God damn it.
I think it was setting the tone for the movie to that, like, if this thing catches you, you're gonna die. That lady might just be thinking that she's gonna get like her student loan bill or something, right? Like,
Yeah.
what's your least favorite?
My least favorite is the random parts in this movie where they just throw in a bunch of shit about Detroit. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck
what the
are you
fuck is
talking
that?
about? Random parts, they just start talking about, my mom wouldn't let me go across the border. Or not
8
the
Mile,
border.
yeah.
8 Mile, you know, and all this shit. And they do it, like, there's a bunch of shots of just Detroit. And then they throw in, like, all this exposition about Detroit. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Detroit right now. How about this monster that's...
Yeah. They were talking about 8 Mile and like some border, and I was like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about? And then someone
Yeah.
said like Chicago, and I was like, yo, what the
Yeah.
fuck? What are you talking about?
And then this whole movie is like filmed in Detroit and stuff, and apparently the guy's a real big Detroit, and so it's like people in Detroit, I'm sure, like yeah, you know, but I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Detroit.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody
their sports
cares.
teams suck. Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
sorry
I'm
to
gonna change
anyone
things
listening
up.
to Detroit. You need to move.
Yeah, they don't have internet there.
Just leave. Gun
But
violence.
I don't have a favorite part. I got 3 horrible parts.
Oh yeah, hit us with it.
First one was the most fun, to where they show that lady who's like the demon or whatever, and it's supposed to be that she's like wet or whatever, but it just looks like she's pissing herself for 3
I
minutes.
thought she was pissing herself.
No, was she not pissing herself?
I feel like
I'm
she
pretty
was.
sure she was pissing herself. I don't think
And
that was
she
supposed to be
just pissing
water.
herself for like ever.
Yeah,
Right? And I
Yeah.
was like, what is.
and it wasn't
Well, he
moving
did
either.
say- He did say sometimes it takes it transforms into your friend, and then he feels like it just does that to mess with you.
Yeah.
So if someone was walking up to you, dead staring at you, pissing themselves,
Uh-huh.
I feel like that would fuck you up a little bit.
Second.
And I feel like
part-
her arms were behind. I think her arms were broken. It was like behind her back too.
Maybe.
pissing herself. That's all I need.
Yeah, just pissing herself. And you got a good shot of it too.
Yeah.
where
Oh
it's
yeah,
just,
they
like,
made
coming
sure you
down-
saw the piss.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
I didn't like the fact that they made the main character of this movie They're like, oh, she's so beautiful. She gets whatever she wants. Blah blah blah. And they
Yeah.
went on and on about it.
Yeah.
Her sister, total dime piece, right? Like,
Yeah.
probably better looking than the
Who
I
are
rest.
we to judge? Who are we to judge?
Yeah, I was like,
And I'm like,
watching.
We make
both
3, all
equally
3 of us put together, like on a scale of 10. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, like watching it, they keep talking about how it's like so annoying how that she gets any man. And like I was looking at her and I was like, yeah, she's a good looking girl. But I was like, I wouldn't be like, oh man.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like all these people who, well, men especially, who like dropped everything they were doing to help her and like throw themselves on the blade,
Yeah.
right? Like sleep with me, I'll save you. Sleep with me, I'll save you. I'm like, this is like
yeah.
Cinderella or something, and I'm
Yeah.
like, this is so dumb.
I did like there was that one line where they go find Hugh or whatever again. And he's like, listen, she's a girl. She could pass this on to anyone,
easy,
anytime.
yeah, easy.
And they were like, you're disgusting. And I was like, you know.
It's true, dude.
Yeah, it might not be the most nice thing to say or whatever, but it's true.
We got, so in the beginning when you first see him, you're like, oh, whatever, he's a player, you know, he sleeps with her or whatever, and he's just like smooth or whatever.
Yeah.
You see him next at his mom's house.
He's like drinking a
and
juice
he's
box.
schizophrenic,
Yeah.
dude. Schizophrenic as fuck. And like he's just totally
Well, who
insane,
knows how
out of
long
his
dude's
mind.
been living like this, you know? Because, you
Yeah.
know, there's a good possibility this isn't the first girl. Because he's probably had sex with multiple women, and then the thing comes back, and now he's resorted to, okay, I'm going to have to drug one of these ladies and be like, hey, this thing is coming for you. Stay alive.
Yeah, he did do it pretty well. Maybe the first couple times didn't work.
Top of the class drugging by that guy.
I forgot what my third thing was.
Was it,
but-
oh, I forgot. Was it the terrible fucking game that this lady is like, you should look around and pick someone that you want to switch your life with, and then I'll try to guess. And I was like,
That
this
was
is
bad-
the
that was
worst
bad.
game I've ever heard in my life. And like, it did.
Dude, they're looking around and shit in the movie theater, trying to dude's trying to figure out.
Dude
who-
straight up pointing at people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's like,
turning
"Them?"
around, looking at people, and he's fucking pointing. And I'm like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
dude? What is this?
And they started talking about like the girl behind her in the yellow, or in the, you know, sitting behind them.
yeah,
They're like 2 rows back. And he's like, you mean this one right here? Like,
yeah. Well,
But
no,
then-
he says in the yellow dress. It
That's-
turns out
yeah.
to be it.
That's the cool part, is then he's like, the girl in the yellow dress right there. And she's like, who? And then he's like, can we leave?
I'm not feeling well. We gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what my third thing was. It was
Rip.
just something that like bothered me.
Yeah.
But
Hey,
I-
also with that soundtrack, I noticed at points it just sounded like a video game, like an 8-bit video game. Apparently that was intentional.
Cool.
The guy, yeah. So.
you know, this might be me being
Mhm.
like a weirdo or whatever. But when he chloroforms her, I was super uncomfortable.
It was, she made it really uncomfortable, the actress, where she's like, "Arr,
She made it real awkward. She made her kidnapping real
Yeah.
awkward, Tom. She's
it was
like,
good.
It was.
It was,
I like,
one of the few times on the show that I've been legitimately like watching it, like, oh. The only one the last time I remember it was way back when we did like Grave Encounters 2, when that guy was getting choked out by the spoiler for Grave Encounters 2, when he's getting choked out by that dude, and he's like, mommy, or whatever he said. but yeah, it was really
that shit movie. What are you
wow.
talking about?
I remember all this shit we watched, dude.
Which one's Grave Encounters?
Grave Encounters is the
Oh, that's the one where they go to the mental hospital, right?
yeah, and
Yeah.
then Grave Encounters 2 is the one where the movie came out, and then the people decided to go to the hospital and prove it was real.
Yeah.
And then they
Perfect.
find the guy from the first one. Yeah.
Eating rats and shit.
Eat rats. Yeah.
I can't believe I forgot what the
I know.
third thing.
I was trying to kill some time so you would think of it.
Wasn't that big of a deal.
There's a part where, which I guess we never really find out, I guess, about like the main character's dad or anything. But the thing is, when she's in the swim pool and the thing walks in, she's like, "It's here." They're like, "What is it?" And she's like, "I don't want to tell you." And then it's like this dude, and then later you see a picture, and it's her dad. It was her dad that was at the pool or
I thought it
whatever.
was the guy from the boat, but I was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, was that her dad?
That was her
Yeah.
dad. Yeah, but I was like, is her dad?
They didn't
Because they never
show him.
really, they never really talk about their families or anything. Like the mom is in one scene, but she's like on the phone in the background or something. And I was like, is the dad around, or is there some hidden stuff about the dad we don't know about, or is it just the thing like messing with her, like the guy says? Which I
mean,
still don't know.
you guys are younger than me, but
Uh-huh.
these fucking kids had so much freedom in their life.
They did.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, okay, you know, we're men. At what point would your mom let a girl sleep over on the couch? Like, never, right?
Yeah,
like,
right.
I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
That was like one of the things about the movie where you're like, wait a minute. I guess she was in college or whatever, but you're like, this is just really weird. Like, these
Yeah.
people are living grown-ups, but they're kids, but they're not.
Yeah. Kind of. There's several parts in this movie that it's become like a trope in horror movies. That it always happens. It seems like where all these teens are like early 20s or whatever are hanging around and they're watching the TV. And to be fair, apparently this might be in the 80s or whatever, but they're watching
Whenever.
like these old 40s or 50s black and white, like sci-fi movies.
Monster movie. Yeah, sci-fi
And
movie.
in a lot of horror movies, the teens or whatever will just be watching these like 50s horror movies or whatever, right? And I get it's the director, like he's grew up being a fan of these movies or whatever. No fucking, I take it back. There's teenagers, I'm sure, that like have a kick on like 50 or 50s sci-fi movies or whatever. Like for the majority, people 17 or whatever aren't hanging around watching 50s, and for some reason it always bothers me that they're watching this. I'm like, no one would be watching this. I'm like, they would be watching fucking whatever else was on at the time. Like,
Yeah, our generation, I can't speak for the other ones. Our generation doesn't sit around and just watch like old horror
especially
movies.
this generation, doesn't watch
Yeah.
that shit. You'd be lucky to get them to sit in one place to watch a movie at all. Like, it's like TikToks and YouTube.
This dude's saying this, and he's got a whole bookshelf full
Listen,
of DVDs.
I'm different, okay? Like, I enjoy it, but for the majority, like, it's just not a thing. And for some reason, it's always bothered me when I see it. And this one, it just came up because there's like 3 different scenes of this guy watching like these sci-fi 50s movies and
So
shit.
I'm gonna go on a limb here
Okay.
and say if this was like a time period,
Uh-huh.
like say it was the late 70s, early 80s,
Mm-hmm.
at night, like they would only show that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it would be the only thing on TV.
Yeah.
They had 2 fucking TVs, one on top of the other. It bothered me.
That was a weird setup, but
So, but I was just saying, like it
Yeah.
might be that it was just because that guy wasn't there watching TV. He wasn't like into it.
yeah.
He just had the TV on because he had to be awake. So
My man was so thirsty. Holy shit.
Boy,
The
that
whole
dude-
movie.
every time he spoke, I thought about you, Maverick. Every time. I was like, if this was an
You
overweight
think about
lady
me? I
selling
don't think about you at all.
gas station, I was like, this
Yeah.
would be Maverick.
To be fair,
That shit was so like.
he's like chilling on the couch. Homegirl comes over in like underwear and like a tank top and starts playing footsies with him, and he's like, "Hey,
Thomas, but
Yeah.
what? Okay.
that's what girls wear to sleep.
Oh yeah,
What do you wear to sleep?
boxers.
Underwear.
I wouldn't. I still wouldn't.
Maybe a
I
t-shirt?
still wouldn't call that shit pajamas. I call it underwear, what it is. But
I'm sorry,
um,
sleepwear.
no, I
Is
would
that
still
about-
call it boxers. It's underwear. But
Yeah,
anyway,
boxers.
Sleep in it. It's
I wear it the rest of the day too. I don't go around being like, I got sleepwear under my clothes. Like,
dirty.
but
dirty.
But anyway, yeah, she comes in and starts playing footsies with him and shit. And he's like, "How about I bang you to get rid of your problem?" And she's like, "We're friends." I was like, "What?" And then apparently they've kissed before, like they,
Yeah, when they were kids, yeah.
yeah. And so,
I just, I could have sworn dude was gonna end up being gay or whatever, right?
no,
Like that was the only explanation for him being like one of the the crew because you got 3 girls and this
Yeah.
dude. And I was like, okay, well,
He's
it's
got
obvious
more
how
game
he
than I
fits in
do.
here. And he didn't though. Like you're that
No.
close to the enemy and you don't get no kills, right?
But he got the kill at the end.
You
Yeah,
did
well,
get that spoiler.
You got the yeah. God
Sweet,
damn!
sweet
I'm gonna
kill.
punch myself.
So
in
do
the
you
fucking
think
throat.
this guy went and like hooked up with all these prostitutes, or do you think
I think
because he
he.
kind of drove
It
past?
implied that.
Yeah. I
But
don't-
then you see if it was it following them at the very end, you see it following them.
yeah.
So even if he did, those
Maverick
prostitutes
waits
were
for
dead.
40 minutes into a podcast to fix his
Listen.
and then he moves his camera. But yeah, this whole movie's implications and stuff. Like,
Yeah. Also, we talked about the whole sex thing. This movie apparently isn't even really supposed to be like later on it becomes, but you read it and the director's like, I just used to have a nightmare about a thing that would keep following me in the dark. So he's like, I
That's a
just
hell of
wrote
a
a movie
nightmare.
about something following him. And then later I was like, oh, I could use this sex thing to like further along the plot. And then people are like, this must be a PSA on safe sex or whatever. And he's like, not really. I just made a...
Yeah, no.
Which horror movies seem to do that a lot, where it'll be a movie and then people take all this, meaning and stuff, and then the director sometimes is like, yeah, that's what I meant, and then other times they're like, I mean, I can see that, but that's not what I thought at all. But
I think it goes both ways. How many times, like, say you make a movie, and then like you're like, oh, this is really gonna be real subtle, but this is gonna be like, this is about man fighting his want for material objects.
yeah,
And they're like, no one's gonna get this. And then like the first review comes out like, it's obvious this guy's just like gold Midas
Yeah.
touch or whatever.
he's like,
and they're like,
no.
no, it had nothing to do with that. And it's like, okay.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Like it's
yeah. But hey, this movie had a budget of $2 million, made a box
Damn.
office of $23.3 million.
Good shit. It
Um,
was decent.
It was supposed to be like they put it out for like a week in theaters, and then it was just gonna go to like video on demand, and then like it did so good they just scrapped the video on demand, and it was just all theaters and stuff. Did really
John-
what's up?
oh, you can keep going.
It did really well. The last couple years, people have really been wanting a sequel. The director so far has said he doesn't have any plans to make a sequel.
He left it on a cliffhanger, that asshole.
Yeah, kind of. So he has somewhere to go.
Right? He's like, hey, I'm gonna leave this open ended, and
Yeah.
then be like, nope, no plan.
There's no way he's not planning on making another one. All that fucking profit, $2 million he had like a $21 million profit. Like, what the fuck? He's definitely making
I don't
another
know.
one.
Well, there's a good chance he just makes another one, but then doesn't use the same characters. It's just a different story.
Well, yeah.
But you can do that.
You
Like,
can do that.
story-
Yeah.
It's so easy to reproduce too.
Yeah, because
So-
then another question is like, so this is going on in Detroit or whatever. Is this happening somewhere else? Like, is there another monster like somewhere else in the world, or is there just
Could
the
be.
one? Like, whoever started it, however it
Yeah.
started, like
Just the one STD,
the one STD.
Did,
sexually transmitted demon. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
Anyway.
yeah, you need to go to work tomorrow. This job ain't working out.
Yeah.
Y'all notice the continuity problem in this movie?
What part would that be?
This is just what I noticed. I don't know if it is or
Okay.
not. But she takes a left into a cornfield.
Uh-huh.
She does. Hits a fucking mailbox.
And she gets this thing on her forehead
Yeah.
on the left side, and she has a bandage on it.
Uh-huh.
And then immediately afterwards, she's in bed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, it's time's passed. It's healed. That's great. Whatever. And then something else happens, and then she wakes up again, and then she has the bandage back
Yeah.
covering the spot that wasn't there,
Listen.
and it has like blood soaked
Yeah.
through. And I'm like, okay.
That crash, by the way, was the dumbest shit I've ever seen. Where she's like driving away, looking because the thing's following her. Which I don't know why she'd be looking back. She's in a car. The thing is proven it's not like running. Like you're gonna outrun them in the car or whatever. Truck pulls out. She's like, turns, hits a mailbox, goes like 15 feet through some cornfields, and then like it gets her in the hospital and shit. And I was like, that didn't seem like that harsh of a crash to wind up.
Yeah.
in the hospital.
She goes through the fucking corn, and then she just goes slump, and she's like knocked out and unconscious. And I'm like,
She like hit her head on the steering wheel.
No,
There's
no.
no
yeah.
you know, like
No.
I don't know if I don't think she put her seatbelt on, so I was like, "Oh, that's okay. I'll
yeah.
give you that." And it looked like she hopped a ditch before she went into the corn.
Yeah.
Um,
That scene.
yeah, I don't know.
That scene leads into my my next pick, Children of the Corn, boys.
Children of the fucking corn.
No, we're not watching that shit.
I love corn. But yeah, this movie's okay. Like I said, wasn't really scary, you know, but like you didn't know enough to be afraid, or you know, like I feel like
Yeah.
this is a creature film, but they never show the creature. This is blind Bird Box or whatever all over again.
Spoilers.
Hey guys, if you haven't seen Bird Box, it's bullshit. Don't watch it. You never.
It's pretty good. It's
One
pretty
of-
good.
I was thinking one of these weeks, if I ever picked Bird Box, I was gonna lead into it with being like, I'm gonna pick one of the most overrated horror movies of all of the last 5 years or whatever. Bird Box. There's that one part where the guy, I get this is like his hideout spot or whatever, and so no one's coming around, but he's just leaving his cum tissues like sitting around. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
Dude picks up the magazine, brushes off the fucking
Yeah, I was like,
cum
"Ooh."
tissues. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that he was like, "Oh no," he was crying looking at these magazines. So he wasn't. It was tears.
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, don't, please."
There's parts in this movie where they kept being so obsessed with what the girl sees whenever she's like the things in the room, and they would always be like, "What do you see? What is it?" You know. And I was always like, "What the fuck does it matter what it is? Like whatever it is, they're just trying to kill him. Like it's just some guy that she does. What's up?"
I remember my third gripe.
Oh yeah, we did it. Okay.
So like everything else in this movie, whenever the monster like caught its prey, like I guess tag it's it or whatever,
Yeah.
it was done or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like
Well, no, he said, "Don't let it touch you," but it grabbed her hair.
Yeah.
But then you see it actually. It fucked that dude to death.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah,
like,
but-
well, obviously it can touch you, and then it grabbed homegirl in the pool too, so it
Yeah.
touched her.
but they make you
Um,
believe that if it catches you, like
Yeah, you're
this
done
has
so.
to be the worst.
It has
demon
some
on
unbelievable
the
like strength or something.
because
so, I mean-
like it gets her by the hair, which is still her, right? Like,
Yeah,
and gets away. No problem. It doesn't feel pain, obviously, because it gets shot and it doesn't care. So that little fuckboy hitting it with a chair would have been like, let me bump nasties with your
yeah.
friend. Watch.
So
Yeah.
he hit it with the fucking beach chair, which is probably one of the weakest chairs out there, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Like the plastic one from
And it
a
fucking
little worse.
fucking smacked the fuck out of that man. He was like flying off screen.
But I feel like she lost 3 times in the movie. Like it caught her. Like
yeah, it touched her. Yeah.
Yeah.
They like showed and she had like burn marks. She's like, and I'm like,
I don't think those were like when someone like actually grips hard on like skin, it does that like it's like bruising or whatever.
I think it was supposed to be electrical burns.
Oh, you think so?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, because when it's killing homeboy across the street,
You just hear a sizzle, like the electric sizzle.
Yeah.
they're bumping uglies and he's fucking just dead. So I mean, that's how it kills you. It just fucks you to death.
Okay, let's not go too much into that scene. So, dude, mom's mounting him, whatever,
Uh-huh.
and then like halfway through, they like interlock fingers.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
they're-
it's like yeah.
Oh. But it was like romantic or whatever. And I'm like, is this guy really in pain? Like he doesn't grimace. He's not like, oh no. He's just like sitting there. He's like,
I was waiting for it to like
Well, that
break his
point-
limbs, and because I was thinking about the girl on the beach at the very beginning of like
Yeah.
her just getting raw dogged and then just like breaking her leg while it's going.
Once
like,
again, we never know about the sex part, but
Yeah.
yeah, her leg is broken,
I don't know what's
which you
going
never see like that type of
Happen.
gore again. So I don't know why he decided he was going to be extra mean to that lady. But I don't because they make it seem like once the thing was on, once his mom was on him or whatever, like it was done and he was dead already.
yeah.
So like I don't know.
As soon as she touched him, it was like he was paralyzed and it was game over.
Yeah.
And like it's, I don't know.
So
And
yeah,
then-
it should be like as soon as he grabbed that lady's hair, there's no getting his hand off. Like it's
Yeah.
you're done.
Maybe like if you chopped off.
If you had like
yeah.
Oh, I was
Like,
thinking if you had like a machete and you like chopped her hair off.
yeah, that would work too.
Yeah.
But there's like, and it's the very beginning of the movie that has that other girl. I don't know, Haley, I think her name is. I don't know.
Something,
remember.
yeah, because they're like, Haley, what are you doing out in the street?
She's the most slow motion running person you've ever seen in your life.
She's running in heels, and I was like, take that shit off, bitch. Like, you are in danger. Like,
Because it's like clack, 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 clack.
Yeah.
And that neighbor who's like getting the groceries, are you okay? Yes. Do you need help? No.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad acting too at that part. I was sort of cringing.
The dad's like,
But-
you okay? She's like, yeah, Dad. Yeah, I'm fine. Her backing out of the driveway, skirting out.
Yeah, I think because you can't
what
see
would y'all
it. You can't see it at that part.
What would I do?
But
Oh, well, let Maverick finish his
Okay.
little thought. I kind of interrupted
Yeah.
to begin with. I'm sorry.
yeah, you can't see it in that scene. But I feel like she stopped across the street for it to walk out of the house.
Yeah.
So she can like do a little circle, run in, grab her keys, and then leave.
Yeah.
Which I guess is smart. And then
waited
you just
for
see
that.
her. Yeah, you see her dead at the beach. The next scene. So
Yeah.
Well, no, it's different. She like calls her dad and tells her she's sorry and she loves him and
Yeah.
doesn't know why she gave him such a hard time and all this stuff.
yeah, you think she just was like, okay, I'm over this. Let it take her.
Yeah.
Well, that's what led into my question: is what would y'all do? Would you just let it take
I
you,
think-
or would you spread?
I think I would just resort my life to buy a little RV. Just keep driving around the country, like just
Hey, you can buy a big RV. It's fantasy.
no,
you don't have
no.
to be bored. It's fantasy.
And
you
like-
can have
As
Well,
realistic as possible.
Yeah, like I just live in the RV, like for as long,
Traveling.
as long as I had to.
Well, you
I
could-
guess I'd be having sex on the way, but we know that ain't happening. But
well, then you're spreading it.
well, yeah, that's good.
Well, if you're spreading it, you don't have to go nowhere.
Well, no, because
Yeah.
then eventually one of the bitches will die, probably.
Hey, man, go to the airport, pick up some ladies in the hotel. Get some
Yeah.
foreign ladies.
I did see
Yeah.
the director was like, yes, whatever it will board like a plane to go. And I was like, I
What?
just imagined it like standing in the plane, like. But it was like it'll
That's-
follow you, so.
I guess it is smart. I was gonna make the argument that you could just get in a plane, fly across of the world to the other side, and just live there, because it just walks everywhere, right?
Yeah.
But apparently not. I guess
No.
if dude said it could board a plane, then I mean,
Yeah,
you're
like
kinda
if it
fucked.
could walk, then theoretically you could fly to wherever. You could live there for a while, because then it'd be on like the bottom of the ocean or whatever, and have to like walk to wherever. But since it can fly, it's like, well, it'll get here in the same amount of time as you did.
Nah, I feel like that's fuck that dude. Okay, fuck the director. Nah, that's not how it works. It can't board a plane. It's not that.
You're
smart.
taking that out.
Yeah, that's unplayable. No, too
This
OP.
director making up shit after
Yeah, he's bullshitting.
Spotify is
Just
Yeah,
to
like-
just to be like when people come up with, okay, well I'll just do this. He'll go, no.
yeah.
It's that one kid that you play tag with or
Yeah.
play like fantasy with. He's like, no, you can't stab me. I got fucking
I got a
impenetrable
chest
armor.
plate.
Yeah.
Because
No, you didn't shoot me. I got fucking I got
it, can
armor.
only, it only walks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get on a boat and just live on the ocean.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it
right.
didn't go in the pool. So I mean you could theoretically live in like a
This
sailboat
shit,
or some
Jason Voorhees up out of the
shit. Yeah. It's like, bitch, you thought it's on a boogie board just fucking coming across? Like,
They have a scene where the lady sees the old lady for the first time,
Yeah.
and the teacher's going on like she's
a little
reading
lecture, yeah, or whatever.
And it's all about impending doom, and like no matter
Yeah.
what you do, no matter how much you struggle, it will always come for you at the end.
Yeah.
So it's like I think the beach lady had it right. Is just yeah, you
Let
can
it-
sleep with 50 people, but unless you do what that guy does, even then, right? We see how easy it is for
Uh-huh.
that shit to go bad. So I think your best bet's just to take the L. Like
nah, I'm too fucking. Let me tell you something, okay? I'm too fucking stubborn to let this asshole
we
take
know.
me. So I wouldn't pass it on, right? I wouldn't
You
pass
wouldn't
it
pass
on.
it on.
I'd dedicate my life to fucking this STD, right? So I fucking I wouldn't. I don't think I don't have a plan, right? I just like I just do whatever it takes to fuck this thing like from getting me.
Let me ask you a
So
question, because you're talking about like going all out, right? Like,
yeah, you'd
Mount
have to.
Everest
You'd
and
have
stuff.
to.
So you're gonna waste your life just so your life doesn't end?
Yes.
So
Just to get at this fucking thing.
Just to
Anytime
be
I
like,
see it, I'm fucking cussing it. I'm talking mad shit, and then I'm out. Like I see it. Like when I was watching the movie and it was following them and they're freaking the fuck out. I'm like,
Just turn around.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not one to like freak out too much. Like, I anytime I'd see it, I'd look at it and be like, "Yo, what's up, bitch? Come on, come touch. Oh, too slow. Come on, you gotta be faster than that." Like, I'd be like, "Motherfucker."
you eat shit.
You'd see me on
Yeah,
a
you
bike
fall-
doing circles around it. Like, I'd be doing circles. Come on, you can't catch me, motherfucker. I'd be moonwalking on that motherfucker. I'd be out there crip walking in the street.
Yeah, you come,
Like, come on, bro, let's go. Touch me, bitch. Oh, no, too slow. I'd be having too much fun. And it'd be just dead walking at me like, and I'd be like, bitch.
You started spitting.
Yeah, I'm fucking pissing on it. Like,
So
it's like,
we've
what the
established
fuck?
this thing can use weapons and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you're standing like 10 feet away doing this stuff. He just picks up a
dude.
rock, knocks you the fuck out with it.
Yeah.
Just
It
chucks
was
at the
throwing
head.
shit. It
Yeah.
was
Like
throwing shit.
heavy stuff too, right?
Maverick's
he picks up that
still-
radio.
Yeah.
I'm too fat. It pulls out a gun and shoots me, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
I didn't know we were playing these rules.
You cheated. You cheated. I'm dying.
Yeah. Maverick's
Fucking
doing
shoots
his
me in the
little
leg.
bike thing, and the thing just picks up a stick into the wheel.
But, okay, another thing, y'all. I mean, I'm sure you thought about it, but so this dirty bitch just put this on you, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And she's like, good
Heathen
luck.
of a woman. Heifer.
The best,
18
the
months.
best revenge you have is just to die instantly to this thing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we playing this game, and then I see like the pissing lady, and I just run up and hug her,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, let's go, you know.
You fucking tie up the woman that gave it to you, and then just wait for it
Yeah,
to come,
yeah.
kill you, and then her immediately after.
So I mean,
But
that's
no,
what I
don't
would
do
do.
that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like, because you're killing other people for no reason or ruining your life. I would just be like, okay, bop the girl in the head. She's knocked out cold, and then I would just be like, I would literally like be handcuffed to her, and I'd be like, let's do it.
Oh
Yeah.
shit.
I
We
get
gonna
away.
live this out together,
Yeah.
bitch.
So,
That'd be
but
hilarious.
just my opinion. I don't know. This whole premise is kind of dumb.
Dude. So I mean you could obviously shoot her, right?
No,
The head-
because you don't. There's no rules.
Well no, I'm
Like-
saying in the movie, dude popped it twice in the head.
Uh-huh.
If you hit that motherfucker with a cannonball, what would happen? You shot this motherfucker with a cannon.
That's what I'm saying. You don't know enough about it, right? Because-
Imagine it just walking towards you. You wait, you light
Yeah.
that motherfucker, and it just,
Well, it's like
it just goes flying, dude.
well, then we go back because I had that scene where it kept switching all the different people, and
Yeah.
so it's like, okay, does it change its form like as it's standing there, or does it just like switch to someone different? Because then you could be like, what if you chain it up, and like it's
Yeah.
like, but then can
It
it
can
just like
obviously touch things. It can touch things, but you never see it like. You see it go off screen. You never see it go invisible or anything.
yeah, you never see it change
Um,
or do anything like
yeah.
that.
So it can change form from people, right? It can go from one person to another.
Yeah.
But you never see it like disappear or like teleport
Yeah.
Well, I think
anywhere. It just walks.
It doesn't play by any rules. That's the thing. This director made the boogeyman,
Yeah.
and then gave it no rules. And then you're like, oh, it has to walk.
yeah.
But it's smart. And it's like, okay, well, the lady got in that car, drove down a dirt road, hit in some corn,
Yeah.
and next thing you're in the hospital. That thing would have got her, right?
Yeah,
How long
you would
did the
think.
ambulance-
And
Oh,
because she
depending
was
on how far the hospital.
well, I was just because like the friends, I think it would have taken them longer to get. Well, I guess they were running, but still.
Yeah, when she's unconscious in the car.
Yeah.
Unless the
Think-
motherfucker in the truck got him.
Maybe.
Right?
the rest of the family was there and everything else. But like, there's times like that, and then there's other times.
Yeah, she's in the
where-
hospital like twice in this movie,
Yeah.
and it doesn't come.
and it's just like
Someone
sometimes you
came
got
in the
3 days,
hospital.
no, and then sometimes you have 20 minutes, right? Like she
Yeah,
banged both dude, and that bought her like 3 hours.
yeah.
Well,
And
we don't know.
there's very clearly parts in this movie where like for the shot they have to tell the person playing they're like, all right, well, I know you gotta walk slow, but speed it up for this one. And like it's
Yeah.
clearly walking faster than it's ever walked in this whole movie. So
Maybe it switches to that 8 foot tall man to cheat because then the steps
Yeah,
are
to walk
Yeah.
faster. Yeah, that's funny. When dude ducks up underneath the
Yeah. It's
doorway
like,
to get in, I went, "Oh fuck!"
yeah.
Tall as hell to
then-
follow homegirl in.
But I was
Shit
just
was
saying,
crazy.
I mean, this movie's doing what it is intended to do. Is it's making people talk like we're discussing it, right?
Yeah.
Like even if we weren't on this podcast, whatever, me and Tom would still be having this conversation Monday. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we're like, hold up, wait a minute, with his mother, and then we would like, yeah, it would be a whole thing. But
Yeah,
like, it's
theoretically,
you know, you're arguing what it would do or will not do. I think the thing teleports. I think it just takes time.
yeah.
You know, like it's one of those things.
Well, if it teleports, I mean, it'd be easier to get people. I feel like it would be done with its mission if it could teleport.
Yeah.
I don't think it does like point to point like you're thinking.
Well,
I'm
then
thinking
you'd
if
have
you-
to argue what teleport was. Like, could it teleport right behind you, or like a radius, or how does it even know where you are? Like, there's so
So,
many questions.
I think from
and
California,
variables.
from the west coast to the east coast is 3,000 miles, right?
Yeah, I've done that, by the way. Traveled
So
both.
if you're in California and this thing's there and almost gets you, you get away, you drive cross country to the other coast.
Uh-huh.
That's 3,000 miles. That thing's walking 3,000 miles, average 3 miles an hour. You would have 3 months before it get there.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what people would just do, but you can't
Yeah.
because the director decided after the fact to say, you know, we can take planes.
Can
Like,
take
okay,
planes.
all
I don't
right.
think so. I don't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so
well,
many.
you got a
things.
fucking passport. You don't have to stop it just in the same country. You go somewhere else, across the sea. Like you go Hawaii in like an island. Like theoretically, if it couldn't take planes, like you'd be safe. It'd take a fucking boat. I don't think so.
Well, that's what the director.
The director
would
would say, yeah, we could get a boat.
You
See
know,
this motherfucker on a ski do. Like, oh shit.
the ghost is an accomplished kayaker. You know, and you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
Fucking out there paddling as the 8-foot dude. Like,
I like to think he has his little swim floaties on his arms in the ocean, like
Yeah.
floating.
That's why I was like, if you could like do like a rent a helicopter or whatever, and you get that motherfucker in a net, you just drop it in like the ocean, or better yet, like a volcano.
Cameron make
or
a
some shit.
cameo.
Yeah.
Like,
I
I
was
don't
just gonna
know.
hear your brother like that. You
Yes.
just opened the door. Yeah.
He walked in.
Damn.
He walked in. Went. Oh.
Yeah, he's like, who the fuck is this guy talking
Closed the
to?
door back. It was great. No, he's gone.
Oh, he'll text me.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's who that text was from.
Yeah,
Gotta get
forever
text.
ago.
Yeah. But I mean, this movie was, like I said, it needed some stuff to be better. But don't watch this on like a third date or nothing, because you're not gonna get laid.
yeah, it
This
really ruins the mood.
Yeah, you'd be like, "So you want to come upstairs?" Or, you know, and they'll be like, "No."
Yeah.
Literally, just show me a movie to where it's.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like-
I don't think.
I'll be joining the priesthood
Yeah.
tomorrow.
So,
But it's not bad. I thought it was refreshing, right? I thought it was gonna be some teen bullshit, you know.
at the beginning, yeah, it seemed like it was gonna be like that with the fart jokes and shit. I was like, oh, these are gonna be the cool teens, but it didn't really end up like that.
So let me ask you a question: could you
Yeah.
not get out 2 of those friends?
What's up?
Could you have just gotten rid of like the friend with the clamshell? And
Yeah, well, you know,
Well, those
usually horror movies they sort of give you this big group of friends because you know motherfuckers are gonna get killed off. But then this thing, you know, it only goes after whoever has had. So like these friends are in it, but like they're, you know, besides a couple times they get smacked around, like they're not in any danger really.
I was waiting for them to come up with like the plan of, y'all can't see it, but y'all are helping me out, so I mean, we could all just do it, and then y'all could see it and help me.
I don't know.
I was waiting for like a mass orgy.
You could have got rid of the girl with the clam phone. Like she didn't do anything in that movie.
The sister
was, yeah.
Yeah, you could have.
One of the guys.
Yeah.
I think you needed. Well, you didn't need the boy next. No, they needed someone to die, so they needed the boy next door, and they needed Homeboy to be the White Knight.
They needed, they needed like they're like, we only got one guy dying so far in this movie. We need someone else. Let's make this neighbor that comes over.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think that could have been like a 5-minute. Hey, how you doing, Susie? Oh, I'm doing good.
Yeah.
You know, like guy, and then later changes.
Wait, what do you mean?
I don't think you needed that guy in the whole movie. I didn't have to see him hit that thing with the chair. I didn't needed to see his get shot down 4 times.
Well, you needed, because if you didn't have all that backstory, you'd be like, why is this random neighbor helping out this chick?
They had a random neighbor helping out this chick in the movie.
No, he's talking about the friend.
No, but they had a random neighbor in this.
Well, no, I was telling.
No, because they fucked before, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not a random neighbor. They know each other.
Well, I'm just saying, they had the simp, right, or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
The guy I said you don't need.
Can't say that on Twitch. We'd be banned.
And then you're like, well, they don't need a random neighbor guy. And then literally the random neighbor guy, Greg, pops up halfway through the film, and he's like, I got a car, and that's it. And then you found out later they retroactively give it some backstory. You're like,
yeah,
we started in high school.
Technically not a random neighbor.
The other guy,
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they know each other.
But I don't know. The whole movie is weird. I want to like it so bad because it's something different. But at the same time,
it is different.
I don't know.
I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Hit different.
It wasn't super scary, but it was suspenseful as fuck.
I liked your other weird pick better.
What was that?
The Grudge or whatever.
No, the one we reviewed. What was your last movie? You weren't here for your last movie because it was A Quiet Place.
Quiet Place.
Yeah.
The one before that, where the kid was autistic.
That was me. Oh, Come Play.
Come Play.
Yeah,
I forgot
Come
we
Play.
watched a couple
That was pretty
autistic
good.
kid movies.
I like that as refreshing idea, because it's incorporating technology and stuff.
I think this movie's a better movie than Come Play, though.
Yeah, 100%. That better.
Oh yeah, I like this movie a lot.
It's
There's a great
everything
random pick.
good. I'm gonna say this, and I don't know who directed it. I don't know the guy. I'm sure the guy who wrote it is the same guy who directed it. But this guy, it's not a full movie.
Who
right?
we talking
It's
about? This movie?
Yeah, it's not a full. You're not getting a full product here, right? This is you open a Christmas present. It's the fucking race car you wanted. It's oh, it's a Shelby. You unpackage this fucking remote control car. Everything's great. It has batteries in the car.
Well,
And then you go to do it, and
yeah.
there's no batteries in the controller.
Well,
I feel like that's this movie.
he did direct and write it, but
Yeah.
I don't think there could have been an ending to this movie, because the whole thing is there is no way to stop it. You can just spread it. So unless they just retcon that and they were like, oh, we can do this, then they'll stop it. But because then forever it'll be well, it's coming.
Yeah, I don't need to know the ending. I need to know the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to know the origin of this.
Yeah,
demon.
I don't care if it's an unstoppable roam the earth forever. That's fine, right? That's death follows us all.
Uh-huh.
If you want to be grim about it, but what circumstances led to this demon monster, whatever it is, to start this path or whatever?
Yeah.
But
Yo, imagine it being from like the Incas or the Romans or some shit, and then it's just been going that fucking long,
Yeah.
and they summon this demon to fucking for the crops or some shit, and it's just
The apples didn't do too good last season.
yeah, holy shit! Imagine it's been walking the earth that long.
as good as this movie was, I think get rid of that girl in the beginning and give me a 10-minute backstory.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with that.
Some girl who gets raped, but then zapped by lightning.
That demon.
There's lightning involved for some reason, right?
Tyler's I don't know what the reason is, but it's gotta have lightning.
Yeah,
Fucking
like,
rape.
Child's Play, voodoo.
No.
Give me witchcraft. Give me something, right? Like anything, any hint. Like put a weird mark on their neck, so you. Well, I guess you would notice then.
Yeah.
But any kind of, I don't know. Hey,
Fuck
that kind of,
It Follows 2 coming soon.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we made this podcast. Next week it's coming.
Anytime we do shit like this, somehow like it starts trending.
I'm going to tell you right now. There's going to be a sequel.
Not the podcast. Not the
I don't.
podcast.
Not the podcast.
Message.
Do you know the director's name or no?
I just had him pulled up.
Oh, I got it.
He hasn't done shit.
I was going to say, what
He
else
did
is
this
Yeah, he's
movie,
fucking busy working on the second
on the
one.
second one, and then they did a movie, or maybe it was a short film in 2018 called Under the Silver Lake. And besides that, he did like a little short thing and something else. But he hasn't done. He's only done 4 things, what I could see. Like
Let's be-
wrote or direct.
This came out 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
6?
What?
No, 2014.
2014. So
27,
I guess.
7, yeah. Well, it said, I think it said 2014, but the trailer said 2015.
They do that shit a lot.
Yeah, this dude's working on a superhero movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it's not going to be the normal one. It's going to be, blah, blah, blah.
That's like the new trope is, they're superheroes, but they're bad. Which, the boys did that. Well, I guess Deadpool did that first, where it's like, he's a superhero, but is he really? I was taking a picture of us. Look at this guy. This is a little Baby Yoda shit. That guy.
Yo, Baby Yoda's dope.
Okay,
What you talking about?
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda.
You're earning that hoodie right now. This guy's going to, he's not doing anything else, so he's going to flop, and he's going to be...
Wow.
Well, I'm just saying, we can look at his work, right?
Yeah.
7 years, he's done 4 things. None of them been well received. So he's going to come back.
It Follows was really well received.
That's it, right? I'm talking about after.
$21 million.
But
Well, I mean, the movie we watched last week is kind of the same way. The guy's only made like 2 things in 8 years or something like that.
What movie we watched last week?
Beyond the Black Rainbow.
Oh no, that he has like 6 films up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just the other ones are in like not dubbed, and they're all in like French or something. I don't know.
Oui, oui.
So we're going to get a sequel to this, no matter what. If they're making sequels,
Tyler's
really
stating it.
A sequel to this at some point.
Yeah, we're gonna get
They're making this Willy Wonka movie, and they're like, it's an origin movie for Willy Wonka. And I'm like, listen, Johnny Depp already gave us that shit back in the, It's like his dad was played by Christopher Lee. He was a dentist.
He had the fucking braces on. He was eating chocolate with
Yeah.
the braces on. It was so good.
I'm even gonna predict the title is gonna be "It Still Follows."
Oh yeah.
Still
I saw.
following.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I saw. Apparently, people make fan films of this shit, and
Really?
apparently, there's one that's really popular called "It Follows Too Slow" or some shit. And I was like, "That's a."
like,
Yeah. Keep in mind, I like Tyler's title way better than "It Follows Too Slowly" or whatever the guy named it. But I haven't watched it.
It
You
still
guys-
follows. I'll give
Yeah.
it 5 years.
Okay, 5 years. Real quick, just on the. Do you guys watch any like fan films of shit?
no. Except for maybe some Star Wars shit, but that's about it.
Every like year or something, like something with Halloween or Friday 13th will come out, and it's getting to the point where like they're really well made nowadays, and so I watch them every now and then. Some are better than others.
I got a very busy life. I don't
Wow,
spend a lot of time on YouTube. So
that's not true.
it's not true at all.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, I'll watch the dumbest shit. But no, like, it doesn't even recommend that stuff to me.
oh yeah.
No, but I don't watch a lot of. I don't know. I watch weird. What I watch philosophical shit on YouTube and stuff. I don't watch.
Lion ass.
I made Tom listen to like 12 minutes or something the other day, and I thought he was going to kill himself. I don't remember what it was on either.
Oh, either.
Stoicism.
Something
The
like that.
rise and fall of Stoicism and how it was made in Greece and Rome. And
I watch
that.
How It's Made too.
This is...
All
Anyway,
right.
I digress. Whose
Yeah.
turn is
It's my turn. My turn this week. Pew, 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 pew.
You know what you're picking already?
I do, yeah. We're
Give us some
going.
hints. Let's see if we can guess it.
Give you some hints. Okay.
See
Well,
if
you.
Oh wait, what? Where is it made in the 2000s or the 192010s?
It's
Let him
made
get
in the 2010s.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay,
12 years. What is it?
I still don't
2021?
know.
Came out 2018.
Ooh, that's recent. That's like
it's a
4
little
years.
recent.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is a first for Tom picking a recent.
Yeah, there's movies. Actors are still alive in it.
Yeah.
You got any more hints? Because these are really broad. It's
Uh,
Bad Boys 2 at this point.
it involves ancient like Egyptian
fuck?
demon gods.
This dude's gonna have us watch. What was his name? Fucking Pyramid.
No.
You talking about the Mummy? What
The
mean?
Mummy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
he's gonna
watching
have us
the
watch some-
Mummy.
Dude.
I don't know. I know Raw and all that, but it's got to be.
I don't know.
It's in the last 4 years, right?
Yeah. There's this movie I think is one of the best horror movies the last 5 years or whatever.
Best horror movie.
The guy followed it up with a sequel that me, you, and Bags all watched, and we were like, this movie is shit. And we watched The Wicker Man the other week, and it reminded us of that movie. Even reminded Maverick. So I'm not picking that movie, because that movie is garbage. But I'm picking the first one. So next week
I'm so confused.
we're watching Hereditary.
Hereditary.
There you go. Yes. Mavericks, you gotta type
2018.
it up.
I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna hate this movie, man.
No, Maverick's gonna love it.
It's,
It's a slow movie, but shit happens in it. Anyway, it's a creepy ass movie. It creeped me out when I was watching it. I was like, oh.
When did you watch it?
I don't know, a year
think I
and a
made
half
him
ago.
I was like, watch this movie.
You
like,
and Bags, you and Bags watched it, and you were like, Tom, you gotta watch this shit. And then I went and watched it, and then I came back, and I was like, did you see this shit? And y'all were like, yeah, I saw that. Like, so,
all you had
anyway.
to do was
Fuck
the
me.
meme. You
don't
should've-
don't watch too much stuff because it might spoil some stuff.
It's
I
gonna
don't
spoil everything. Stop watching everything.
That fucking trailer. Oh my god.
know. Yeah, just turn it off and wait.
Wait until you watch it. Yeah.
But anyway, next week Hereditary. I'm excited to watch it again.
I'm looking forward to it. It seems creep.
I was
Oh.
hoping you were picking Vitch.
No, I'll give you a couple weeks before I pick.
When you were like, it came out recently, and I was like, oh, this might be
No.
Vitch.
Yeah.
Egypt gods. I went, oh.
when we were watching the Wicker Man or whatever, and we started talking about how Midsummer seemed like that or whatever, and I was like, oh, Midsummer, I didn't like that one. I liked Hereditary. I'm gonna pick Hereditary.
It all made sense once you said the thing, and I was like, yeah, Midsummer, yeah, I got it, but I couldn't line up the dots.
We
So,
didn't even talk about that scene with dude naked on the roof.
No.
That's not
yeah.
his picture.
She freaks out. She runs to the car, and she pulls out, and it's like when they have a plan, right?
Well, no, she didn't even know he was up there.
Yeah.
They're coming up. He was like, "Do you trust me?" And then you see them packing up, and they're heading out. And she looks up and just sees him on the roof.
I don't think she even sees him.
No, she saw him because she's looking up at him, and she's at that point. I guess she's just used to it, or just doesn't give a fuck because she's just looking at it. She didn't tell her friends it was up there. She's just looking at it like, "Oh fuck, he was that close. I didn't even know." Like,
Okay, this is the end of the podcast. So I'm gonna hit you all with some stuff.
Okay.
to think about, take home with.
I think their dad was like a pedophile.
Why? Why?
Look at this dude on this roof, right? He's like a naked old man, right? Everything else in her family, or everything else she's seen, has been like attached to her life. So where does this naked old man fit into her life?
Well, I don't think the tall dude or the girl pissing herself was part of the.
Well, the girl pissing herself.
Well, yeah, that was
Yeah.
But
Wait, who was
I
the
don't
girl
know.
pissing herself?
That was the
In the
dude,
big-
the girl in the neon dress.
Oh, in the very beginning.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was her?
I won't say I agree with you, but the thing with the dad and how they never show him and then he
Yeah,
show up,
yeah.
like it's kind of like maybe there's something there, but yeah, it's never like
Because
yeah.
why would you go to? And he's not old. I don't know why I keep saying old dude,
No,
but
yeah, he's like middle aged, yeah.
it's a middle-aged naked dude wearing a loincloth, and he's just on top of the house. Like,
Yeah.
there's got to be some symbolism or something there, right? Like, because it doesn't fit in the movie at all. I saw that and I literally texted Thomas. I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So, but like
Yeah,
I
I didn't
said,
understand.
there's no understanding it. That's why I'm saying, like, I think it's I don't know. Pretty sure it's like dad diddled the kids. That's why he's not around.
I don't think so at all. That's a reach.
Why wouldn't she tell him when she saw her dad at the pool?
I feel like the dad was dead. They just didn't.
Because he killed himself for diddling.
For Dylan the kids.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is a reach. I have nothing to support it other than the fact that it showed a bunch of people in her family, and then like the old lady was her grandma from the picture. At one point, it showed an old man, and that was her grandpa, from that picture. And then the dad was the only one that like really came out of nowhere.
Hey, I was going to talk about this a little earlier, but it happens a lot in movies where at the end of the movie, this girl's reading like a poem, and I'm sure it's supposed to like sum up some shit or whatever. I have the worst time whenever there's a scene where it's like a minute or 2 minutes of just someone reading a poem, and like I know it's supposed to mean something. I don't gather any of it. I'm just like, what's this? Like I can concentrate on anything else, but the second someone just starts reading some shit, like I'm like, what? And it might just be me, but I just zone out.
Another weird thing. I know this podcast is going on forever, guys. I apologize.
I like it. I think right now we've passed Society for the longest solo movie podcast. So congrats to us, boys.
The friend, I don't know her name. It was something weird, like a Jard or something.
Yeah.
But she was always eating.
Yeah.
She always had food in her hand. Even when she was like clipping her toenails, she had like a Twizzler in her mouth.
Listen,
like it was never a point where she wasn't eating. And I'm like,
that's just that life she decided to live.
Yeah, like someone had to make the decision to do that, and there's got to be a reason for it. Yeah. But it never elaborated. So I don't know if that's like gluttony or I don't know if this is supposed to be a Sins movie or
yeah.
like Dante's Inferno. I don't know. But
Shout out. Nah.
This director puts a bunch of stuff in here, and I'm sure since then he's that's for this.
Yeah. I randomly saw Quentin Tarantino. I don't know where Quentin Tarantino, if he has like a show he does for Sirius or something, but he just reviews movies a lot. And he reviewed this one, and he was like, this movie's really cool. But then this guy just like changes everything about everything at points. And I'm like, what are you doing, guy? And he was like, it makes me angry at how good this movie could have been. I just like that Quentin Tarantino was like, what?
I'm not a Tarantino fan.
Yeah.
But I agree with him 100%.
Yeah.
Maybe me and Tarantino are too alike.
That's why you don't, yeah.
I'm not a big fan of him. I'm pretty sure if he ever, watched the podcast, he wouldn't be a fan of me.
He doesn't even know about you.
I mean, that's probably true.
I don't know his middle name, so
shit, got him.
It's like
Did you know that Michael J. Fox, his middle name doesn't start with a J? His middle name's Andrew.
What an asshole.
Yeah. So, anyway, fun fact to end the podcast there. Michael J. Fox doesn't have a J. So anyway. Alright, well thanks for listening. It follows. Like, share, subscribe if you feel like it. Or else. I'm sorry.
Y'all sticking with your...
What's up?
Y'all sticking... Maverick, you sticking with your 8? Tom, you sticking with your 5?
7, almost 8. Yeah, I'll stick with my 5. Almost 8.
7, baby. 7.
Well, sometimes when we talk about these, like, artsy, kind of weird movies, like, it reveals something, and you're
like... There's nothing artsy about this one.
Yeah.
Not really.
I mean, compared to some of the other shit we watch, yeah.
I think there's some hidden meanings in there that you're not usually the best at picking up on that.
Damn.
Yeah, fuck you.
You just watched the movie and thought it was a boy, and it was a girl the whole
Boy, it was
hour and a
it was a
half.
little boy.
Yeah. So.
But, just checking, just making
Damn. Oh, well, this was a fun one. I like this one, boys. I think we did a good job with this.
I picked a good one.
And the movie next week is
Hereditary.
Hereditary. Yeah, that's it.
reiterating, just because we always end with that, and then
this time we went on a different. Yeah. So anyway, next week Hereditary. I definitely recommend going and watching that one before we spoil it. But yeah. All right. So next week Hereditary, and we'll see you then.